Had a pretty interesting insight today reading my the Daily Stoic. It's actually yesterday's, November 5th. And one of the biggest challenges that I've had for a long time with religion in general is this idea of kind of giving up control to, just put it in God's hands. I've always had a really hard time with that. And, my personal deal. And it's really about giving up control. So wanted to share a little bit from this and give my thoughts on that after the intro. Welcome to my journey of self-discovery, life balance, career success, and business creation. This podcast works to answer the question of how successful professionals like us stop drifting and get focused on keeping our careers and businesses growing rapidly while having a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love. What we call the Third Power Life. And this is the Third Power Life podcast. So in this reading, it's talking about people undergoing like the 12-step program for addicts most struggle with step 2, acknowledging the higher power. They claim it's because they're atheists, or they don't like religion, or they don't understand why it matters. But they later realize that it's just kind of selfishness or self-absorption. The actual language of the step is pretty easy to swallow. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And the second step has really less to do with God than the other steps of letting go. It's about attuning to the universe and discarding the toxic idea that we're at the center of it. And the part that I highlighted, it talks about, it's also clear that wisdom is beneficial to us all. You don't have to believe there is a God directing the universe. You just need to stop believing that you're that director. As soon as you can attune your spirit to the idea, the easier and happier your life will be, because you will have given up the most potent addiction of all, control. And I read that this morning. I was a couple of days behind. And I actually kind of sat back in my chair and went, because that's one of the as I said in the intro, it's one of my biggest issues is trying to just giving up control to God, to the universe, or whatever. You take the wheel, I'll just sit back and let it happen. I have a real hard time with that. And I think part of it is that I want to feel like I'm in control of my own life. And it's interesting that the kind of the Stoic philosophy is really around that we don't have any control. It's not what happens, what happens to us is going to happen. It's how we respond to what happens. That I really like. I mean, for me, that's everything, right? It's, people often wonder, I've been in many crisis situations in life, car accidents or fires or what have you. And I've always kept a really level head. I'm just one of those people that when the shit hits the fan, I'm okay. Now later I may go, whoa, right? But for me, it's how we respond to what happens to us is important. But the really interesting part of that is trying to control everything, because that filter that's there in my mind to maintain calm. The other side of that is wanting to keep control of everything to keep it calm, right? And so this was a really interesting, it was a really interesting and thought-provoking reading, because we're not truly in control of our lives. We're in control of how we respond to what happens in our lives, which is a very different thing. I am working towards my purpose. I am trying to, achieve things and to make a difference in the world. But the reality of it is, I'm not the director of the universe. I'm not even fully the director of my own universe, right? I am a participant in life. And I have to understand that I'm not in control. Control what I can, which is mostly up here. But the universe is going to do what it wants. God is going to do what he wants. And it's up to us to be okay with that. And I think that's what letting go of control, of giving that, putting it over into God's hands and the universe's hands is about. It's that I will take what comes and I will do the best I can with it, and know that everything that happens to me is trying to teach me something and can happen for a positive reason. And it's up to me to determine that positive reason. So, deep thoughts today. This one made me think a lot. Like I said, I read it and I kind of just sat back and went, huh, and just contemplated it for probably about 5-10 minutes. How do we give up control? Interesting. So anyway, there's your deep thought for the week. I hope you keep living your life to the third power. And deep thoughts. They're good. Till tomorrow, my friends. I'm glad you enjoyed this podcast. Please let us know what impacted you in today's episode. You can join our Discord or Facebook community to connect with like-minded people that want a real third power life. You can go to thirdpowerlife.com or look in the show notes for links. And remember, hit that like, subscribe, and rate button for the Third Power Life podcast. Until next time.